the Red Sea. Pharaoh tried to use the same path. But once God's people made it through the waters, the exit was closed. The same sea that delivered Israel destroyed Pharaoh's army. There are seasons where God will permanently close access points in your life. The enemy cannot survive in the place God designed for your deliverance. Some doors are not reopening. Some doors will not reopen because God has ordained permanent freedom. Nahum 1:9 teaches that whatever God has dealt with and delivered you will not return to trouble you again. It emphasizes that God brings complete judgment and finality to oppression. What he breaks off of your life is not meant to come back to trouble you no more. Galatians 5:1 declares that Christ has set believers free. They are called to stand firm in that freedom. It warns against going back into spiritual bondage and encourage living in the liberty that Jesus has already secured. Look around and tell somebody this exit is closed. This exit is closed. I can't go back to what I used to be. Can't go back to dead religion. Can't go back to fear. Can't go back to being chained in bondage. This exit is closed. God shut the door a long time ago. The enemy thought your failures of your past would stop you. But God said, if I have to, I'll make a highway through the middle of your trouble. And when God closes an exit, he opens eternity. When he closes an exit, he opens your purpose. When he closes an exit, he opens healing. He opens freedom, and he opens your destiny. The devil wanted to trap, but God wanted to transform. Oh, I feel my help right now. Look around and tell your neighbor the exit is closed. The way forward is open. Somebody ought to hear this in their spirit. The enemy thought shutting the door would shut down your destiny. But God said, I didn't close that door to trap you. I closed it to train you. Because every now and then, God plots the route you are used to. So you'll stop depending on what's familiar and start trusting in what's faithful. Yes, the exit is closed because God is only making it clear you're not going back. I came to announce to you yesterday that it has no authority over your tomorrow. The door of addiction is closed. The door of fear is closed. The door of shame is closed. The door of cycles that keep pulling you back, that door is closed. I'm not negotiating with what God already broke. I'm not revisiting what God already delivered me from. If the blood opened the door of freedom, then I refuse to walk in chains. Isaiah said, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. So I'm stepping into newness with closed exit behind me. When I look at the cross, I see the final receipt of my freedom. Because when Jesus said, it is finished, he wasn't suggesting it, he was sealing it. So let the devil know today, this exit is closed. I will no longer walk in bondage. I'm not going back. I'm not turning around. I'm walking forward. You want to give God some glory. Because when I look at the cross, I see God closing every exit that could take me back. Jesus himself had to deal with his own exit strategy. He went to Calvary and it looked like a final exit. But the cross was not enough. It was not an ending. It was a divine setup. Because at Calvary, sin lost its exit. At Calvary, shame lost its exit. At Calvary, the devil lost its exit strategy over your life. They nailed Jesus. They nailed Jesus to the cross, thinking it was the end. But God was really closing the old way. And when they laid him in the tomb, it looked like it was the end of Jesus. When they rolled the stone across the entrance, it looked like the end of Jesus. Hell started celebrating. Darkness thought it had quiet. But what they call